Welcome back to the Melanie's Talk Show. Today we have two very special guests who claim to have developed calculus independently. So, this argument led to violent discussions in the math field, especially between the people society calls nerds. So let's welcome Newton and Leibniz.
Hello, my beloved Britons. I'm here to settle this once and for all.
Hello, thank you for having me here today. Can I set myself clear?
You're welcome. So, I've heard that you two have very strong differences. Would you mind explaining why that is?
Sure, I'll go first since I invented calculus
No. See,
Okay.
I invented.
Okay, wait a minute. Who came first?
Okay, so I came first. I published my works 9 years earlier before he did, and he didn't publish anything until 1693. So clearly, it is me who deserves the credit because I published it first.
No. He's a German plagiarizer. As president of the Royal Society, my intellectual talent is far superior than his.
No. I think that I played you harder than I thought there, Newton.
No, don't bring a stupid apple into this. Which, by the way, is the stupid story that my contemporaries have created to belittle my intelligence. Okay, so I first proved the concept of limits way before him, and which is far more useful than him. I mean, no one even knows who he is.
Okay, first of all, I wouldn't call somebody like you superior to me. He's just a very messy writer. If you check his journals, you will find that most of his notation doesn't even exist. Why? Because he's always changing things. When he does derivatives, he puts dots all over the dependent variable, and when he's doing integration, he puts all weird symbols over the x to denote the sum. But on the other hand, I always use dy dx to denote the change, and I always use the Greek letter s to denote summation. So if you were to read my work, then it would make sense. If you read his, it's like not even calculus. Who knows what he's writing?
No. He's a German plagiarizer. He uses consistent notation to cover up that he stole my ideas.
Okay, that's a pretty bold accusation you're making there, Newton. Will you explain why you claim that?
Sure. Okay, so I shared my ideas with my colleagues who are friends with Leibniz or whatever his name.
No, Leibniz there, Leibniz.
Okay, whatever. He then saw these ideas and took them and published them and created new notations so he could cover it up. Clearly plagiarism.
Those are absurd. Those are absurd comments. The only reason why he thinks that he's entitled to claim those things is because he's the president of the Royal Society. And when he held a committee to determine who came first, it was he who ran the committee, and it was he who wrote the paper in which he himself gives himself credit. So it's really unfair to me because he's just hiding behind his position as president of the Royal Society.
No. Don't bring my position into this. It was I who first described the concepts about binomial theorem, tangents, and fluxions. Clearly plagiarizing.
No, okay. Maybe even if he did, really, it is my work that's superior. I mean, think about it. Integration is far more useful than derivatives.
Aha! The only way you could solve integration is by knowing derivatives, which I first described. He probably copied them in the letter I sent him in 1676 describing my ideas.
No, that's not true. I didn't get your letter until 1677. And even if you did describe them first, it is my work that's more relevant. If you look at a textbook, it is my work that's going to be there. It's not going to be your work. Nobody even mentions you in there. And it's more relevant. If you read it, it's just more relevant.
No, he's a plagiarizer. Whatever makes you feel better. Clearly, I created calculus first.
No.
Okay, guys. So we'll be right back, and we'll make a vote. Whoever thinks that Newton created calculus types the word apple, and whoever thinks that Leibniz created calculus, then write the word Leibniz. Thank you. See you right back.